This is the definition of a cursed image. This team was 11-5, owners of a wildcard berth, and ready to roll with one of the most clutch quarterbacks in NFL playoff history. Days later, they were destined not for the Super Bowl, but for Davy Jones's locker. So who are these players and celebrities in this photo? How did this curse come to be? And what happened to everyone? This is a complete breakdown of the boat pick, the greatest curse in New York Giants history. And that's coming up right after this. Spring is in the air, and that means pollen. And if you're like me, you don't want any of that crap all up in your nose. So don't have nose hairs. Introducing the new Weed Whacker 2.0 nose hair and ear trimmer from Manscaped.com. Look, pollen aside, nose hairs are ugly and can cost you a chance at sniffing the flowers, if you know what I mean. And pulling them is a terrible move. The Weed Whacker 2.0 has a powerful 7,000 RPM motor and an improved steel blade system and upgraded cutting performance to better trim down those unsightly branches in your schnoz. It's skin safe, cordless, and rechargeable with up to 45 minutes of runtime. Oh, and this baby is included in the Platinum Package 4.0 and the Performance Package 4.0, a freaking perfect gift. It's time to level up your groom game. Go to manscaped.com/5-points and get 20% off plus free shipping. Again, that's manscaped.com/5-points for 20% off and free shipping. Now get them nasty weeds out of your face hole. Manscaped.com. The 2016 New York Giants were really good. They swept the Cowboys. They had a stout defense, dubbed the NYPD, and a few remaining pieces of the championship team that had won the Lombardi just 4 years prior. If this was a cruise off into the sunset, then all aboard. They were days away from flying to Green Bay for a wild card matchup with Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. They should have been focused on the task ahead, but instead 4 Giant receivers made a pit stop in Miami, taking their talents to South Beach. To explain the magnitude and the significance of this cursed image, we're going to go one by one and break down what's happened to each of the players pictured. First, let's start with a civilian, Trey Songz. The man sitting on the left is Trey Songz, a rapper who was 32 years old at the time and has released smash hits such as Can't Get Enough, Slow Motion, and Bottoms Up. Just a month before this picture was taken, Mr. Songz was arrested and charged with felony assault of a police officer and photographer in Detroit, and has been involved in a litany of legal issues ever since. Criminal intimidation, assault, more aggravated assault, really any kind of assault. I can't say sexual for some reason. Just as bad, Songz has recorded exactly 0 NFL statistics since this picture was taken. What a freaking loser. Roger Lewis. At the time of the boat pick, Roger Lewis was an undrafted rookie wide receiver out of Bowling Green, narrowly making the Giants roster as a 7th wide receiver. But Lewis made his opportunity count, hauling in his first ever NFL reception in October, a 24-yard touchdown from Eli Manning, one of 2 touchdowns for the rookie free agent in 2016. Going into his second year, Lewis had an even bigger role in the offense, going for over 400 yards and adding another pair of touchdowns for a thoroughly outmanned Giants team. But despite his contributions, Lewis was let go just prior to the 2018 season opener and never took another snap in the league, flaming out in both Indy and Tennessee. Sterling Shepard. An early second-round pick out of Oklahoma, Sterling Shepard was once a promising future star in New York. Like Lewis, Shepard was a rookie in 2016 and immediately made his presence felt in the Giants' offense. Shepard hit the ground running, playing in all 16 games and finding the end zone 8 times, second best on the team. For his contributions, he was named to the Pro Football Writers of America All-Rookie team. It seemed like the sky was the limit. But after the boat pick, the player destined for stardom could never break through. In the last 6 years, Shepard has missed a total of 40 games, the equivalent of 2.5 seasons on the shelf. He achieved a career-best 872 yards in 2018 that earned him a 4-year deal, but has never come close to his 8 TDs as a rookie, and it seems unlikely he ever will. A little more on him later. Victor Cruz. He went from an undrafted rookie from nearby Paterson, New Jersey, to the top of the Giants' depth chart. His second year in the league, Victor Cruz scored a 99-yard touchdown in the Battle of New York and became a Super Bowl hero for the G-Men, salsa dancing over the Patriots' grave. But for a player who came out of nowhere to rack up over 1,500 yards in his first season, time slowly eroded Cruz's role and production with the Giants. Cruz didn't miss a single game in his first 2 years with New York, eclipsing 1,000 yards each year and compiling 19 receiving touchdowns. It was early, but Cruz looked like he was destined to become not just a great all-time Giant, but an NFL legend. Needless to say, things went downhill. The mighty slot receiver's numbers declined steadily, and he found the end zone just once in each the 2015 and 2016 campaign for the Giants, and injuries began to mount up. The boat picture preceded Cruz's last game in the NFL. Following the 2016 season, Cruz signed a one-year deal with the Chicago Bears, and the former Pro Bowler didn't survive the final roster cuts and in 2018 hung up his salsa dancing cleats for good. Odell Beckham Jr. It would be an understatement to say that Odell Beckham was a rookie sensation. He was a revelation. In just 12 games as a rookie, Beckham piled up over 1,300 yards through the air, hauling in 12 touchdowns, one of which has been immortalized as perhaps the greatest catch in NFL history. In just 3 quarters of the season, he cemented himself as the runaway offensive rookie of the year. While his per-game numbers took a minor dip, Beckham remained a Pro Bowl target in New York in 2015 and 2016, among the best receivers the league had to offer. He did have some embarrassing moments, a run-in with the Panthers cornerback Josh Norman, and a mighty struggle with the Giants kicking net. The net won, by the way. All that aside, Beckham was a top-tier player in the league, becoming the youngest player to grace the cover of Madden and ascending to number 8 on the NFL Top 100 Players list. But since then, it's been a roller coaster. Beckham was dealt to the Browns in a blockbuster trade in the 2019 offseason, and the star never quite found his footing in Cleveland. His dad badmouthed Baker Mayfield, He was stricken with injuries that caused him to miss the only Browns playoff win since 1994, and he was finally released halfway through the 2021 season. Whether it was luck or not, Beckham landed in the laps of a Super Bowl contender, the LA Rams. In 3 playoff games, Beckham was a force, and his 113 yards helped the Rams outlast the 49ers in the NFC Championship game. In the Super Bowl, Beckham seemed like he was destined to win MVP. His first catch was a touchdown, and he had 2 receptions for 52 yards. Then, disaster struck. In the second quarter, Beckham tore his ACL and had to watch as his team captured the Lombardi. Bittersweet, to say the least. As of this video, that was Odell Beckham Jr.'s last snap in the NFL. There's reason to believe he might see the field in 2023, but it's hard to say whether he'll be a factor in year 10 with a pair of ACL injuries accrued along the way, and his inability to fly on airplanes without causing an incident. Beckham was a Hall of Famer in the making, but after the boat picture, it's been a tale of serious ups and downs. So, what happened to the New York Giants? Though things started well for the vaunted New York Giants defense, the team got trounced. The quadfecta of boat receivers were unable to make any sort of difference. Beckham caught just 4 of his 11 targets, frustrating him so thoroughly that he punched a hole in the locker room after the game. Aaron Rodgers was perfect, and a last-second Hail Mary before halftime proved that this was not the Giants' day. It was fitting revenge for 2012. New York fell by a lopsided score of 38-13. After the game, Packers linebacker Blake Martinez said that his team was motivated by the boat picture, showing them the Giants weren't locked in for the game. And for good reason, the Giants were crucified in the New York media for their midweek excursion. Victor Cruz told the New York Post that the photo will haunt him for the rest of my life. It wasn't just Cruz or anyone else on that boat. It would be the Giants franchise as a whole. In the 5 years after that photo was snapped, the team amassed a record of 22-59. They cycled through 4 head coaches, peaking in 2020 with a 6-10 record under Joe Judge. They hired Dave Gettleman as GM, and he thoroughly fucked this team up. They suffered through humiliating moments, the needless benching of Eli Manning for Geno Smith in 2016 2017, some truly head-shaking draft decisions, and the immortal 3rd and 9 quarterback sneak. But in 2021, that all changed. Brian Daboll has become the savior of this proud franchise, salvaging the New York Giants, hoisting them up from Davy Jones's locker and dragging them to a playoff victory in 2022. But rarely can a team pinpoint one moment, one image of their tragic capsizing and sudden descent into the abyss of the league. Though the team is on an upswing, the lasting impression made by this curse still lingers. Sterling Shepard was essentially cut by the Giants in 2023, closing the chapter on all the players in this photo. Not a single one from the 2016 roster is even on the team anymore. However, until the Giants win a Super Bowl, the image's legacy will still live on.